Hi and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amy and I'm the knitter behind Knitting Matters. I love to talk about all things knitting. I love to talk about yarn. I love to talk about patterns. I love to hear what you guys have been working on as well as sharing what I've been working on. And in today's video, I have a very typical knitting podcast episode. So I'm going to talk through a few things that I've made this month, a few patterns that are interesting me and some acquisitions that I've made. So if that sounds like something that you've been interested in, then just keep watching. So I have had a phenomenal knitting month this January, which I normally do. I live in the Northern Hemisphere, it's winter here, it's very grey, it's raining a lot. So we've been spending a bit more time indoors than usual. But also I've been down with the flu and had a couple of days not doing very much, but I was well enough to just do a little bit of stockingette. Yeah, I've actually got 3 finished items for this podcast, which I'm really excited about, and I will share those with you now. So the first thing I want to talk about is what I'm wearing, which is the Eva Cardigan by PetiteKnit, and I have knit it in the Bergère de France e-cotton in the colour Indigo. If you've watched any of my episodes before, you'll know that I made a beige version just using up stash yarn of this very cardigan for myself last year, and my mum loved it so much that she ended up taking it, which is fine, and then she asked me if I would make her own one, so I ordered some more yarn and have made her this one. Now it's her birthday tomorrow, so I don't have long before I'll be gifting this one away, but I've just finished stitching the buttons on, so I thought I would share it with you. So the yarn is this beautiful Indigo Bergère de France cotton. It behaves very typically like a cotton yarn that you would expect. It's very soft, easy to wash, easy to care for, just easy all over really. It doesn't have the same kind of stretch that a wool yarn does, but I enjoy it all the same. It's very breathable, and this pattern is just really interesting to knit, I think. It has a contiguous shoulder construction here, or a European shoulder construction, which I really like. So you knit here and then pick up stitches along the shoulder panel. And then it has this lovely, really thick, chunky 2x2 knit ribbing. Now I made a couple of modifications on my mum's request, which was that she wanted the sleeves to be longer than the one I made in the summer. And she also wanted them to be tighter to her wrist. So the pattern has the sleeves are quite wide and quite loose. She didn't like that. She wanted them to be much tighter. So to achieve that, I did 2 more decreases than is recommended. So, in every pattern it says knit so many rows and do a decrease, knit so many rows and do a decrease. I did 2 more of those to add the length. And then on the final row, I think I just did a load of knit 2 togethers. Now, you have to be mindful to land on a number that's divisible by 4 when you have 2x2 rib. So I think I did something like knit 7, knit 2 together, knit 7, knit 2 together. And I did that the whole way around the cuff. And this is what they're looking like. They're a bit too long on me. They come down all the way over my fingers. But she did say that she wanted it longer than mine. So hopefully she'll be happy with the sleeves. But that's the only modification I made. Now these buttons are actually hers, and they've come from her antique button collection. So she has a huge jar, I mean it's huge, like this, of buttons that she's collected over the years. She's been crafting since she was knee-high to a grasshopper as well. And I think she might have inherited some of her buttons from her great-grandmother as well. So she has a fantastic collection of buttons, and these are the ones that she chose to go on her cardigan. So hopefully she likes them. I did debate quite a lot about whether to use brown yarn that matched the buttons or blue yarn that matched the cardigan. I've gone with blue. I hope that's the right choice, but if not, I'm sure she will snip them off and sew them back on with brown thread herself. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. There's not a lot to say really. I think I might have to reblock the button band because my cast off is quite tight and it doesn't seem to be stretching as much as I would like it to really. So I may have to go back and adjust that. And looking at it now, I hadn't noticed this before, but it looks like I've got my button wonky at the top. Oh gosh, she will notice that straight away. Okay, we'll have to reconsider that one. But anyway, so that's my first finished item. I really enjoy this pattern. So this is the second time that I've knit the Eva Cardigan by PetiteKnit. I find the PetiteKnit patterns very clearly written, very easy to follow, very user-friendly and intuitive, and I would definitely recommend them to anyone. I'd actually say they're very beginner-friendly as well. So yeah, a thumbs up all round for everything on this cardigan. My second finished item is a Oslo hat, which I'm pretty sure I had started the last time we caught up, or had I? This is for my goddaughter, and it is her birthday. Actually 2 days ago. It was her birthday 2 days ago, and I did remember, I did send her a message. So this is what she wanted, but I'm actually seeing her next week, so rather than posting it, I'm going to give it to her. So she wanted an Oslo hat, and she wanted it in the red sort of Bordeaux colour, and she wanted it in an adult size because by her own words, she says she's got a big head. I don't think she does. I think her head is perfect. But either way, we can't decide whether to put a bobble on the top, so she's going to wait and see what she thinks before she puts the bobble on the top herself. So yeah, this is the Oslo Hat by PetiteKnit. It is knit from, this is your cast on edge here at the bottom of the brim. So you knit the brim double length, fold it up and knit the two together, and then you have these turning rows before knitting straight and then doing the decreases for the crown. So it's in this beautiful burgundy colour, and the yarn is Drops Daisy. This is obviously a different colour, but that's the yarn that I used, which is 100% merino by Drops, and my logic there is if she felts it or it gets damaged or beyond repair, then it's not going to break the bank to knit her another one. But she's recently got a horse and she spends a lot of time outside, so I'm really hoping that that will be a worthwhile project for her. I don't have a lot to say about the Oslo hats that I haven't already said in my other episodes, other than I still really enjoy this pattern. I think I've got it memorized now, so yeah, great pattern, love it, and probably not the last Oslo hat that I'm going to make. My next finished item was, I think, my fastest ever knit. Now, I'm not a knitter for speed. I like the end product, of course, but I enjoy the process of knitting, and I don't particularly aim to compete with myself to see how fast I can be. But nevertheless, this sweater was cast on and off, I think, in about 10 days, which is remarkable, really, for me. And it is the Zipper Sweater Junior that I made for my daughter. So this is what it's looking like. So I've made it in the size 10 years, I think maybe 9 to 10 or 10 years. And I have used, hold on, let me get you some, Big Merino by Drops. So this is a superwash merino yarn. And I did find it frustrating that I couldn't spit splice the yarn together because I don't like weaving in ends on superwash yarn for no other reason than they tend to work loose. And so I've got a system for like stitching them in place, but then that is just quite time consuming because with a lot of superwash yarns you get like these little tufts where you've sewn the ends in. But either way, that said, it is incredibly soft and silky, and she is really, really, really excited about this. So in case you are unfamiliar with the pattern, it's called the Zipper Sweater Junior by PetiteKnit. Now there is a whole range of zipper sweaters. There is the Zipper Sweater Light, which is DK weight. This one is an Aran weight. And then there's the junior version, the women's version, and the men's version, which are all very, very similar, but obviously just different sizes. So I have done all the knitting, but as you can see, I haven't quite installed the zip yet. I did purchase a zip, but it was too short, so I've sent it back, and I'm just waiting for the slightly longer one to arrive. But yeah, it's a plain stock, so a raglan construction for the shoulders, all knit in the round, and yeah, just really, really beautiful. It's quite, and I think you can see the sheen slightly on the yarn there, so it does have a little bit of a sheen to it, which I think is the superwash treatment. But yeah, it's a little bit big on her. It sort of covers just under her bum, and the sleeves will need to be rolled up a little bit, but it'll be perfect, I think. Perfect for the autumn, and I'm just really pleased with it. I really enjoy knitting the zipper sweaters. I find that they're quite easy and they don't take up a lot of headspace for me, so yeah, really enjoyed knitting it, and I just can't wait. Like, I have a vision to make everyone in the family a zipper sweater. My son already has one in navy. It's just getting a little bit small now, but it'll do. It still fits him. So I do have plans to make him another one, but I'll probably do that closer to the autumn this year. So yeah, I'm really pleased to have got my daughters finished, and yeah, I love it. So that is my third and final finished item this month. So yeah, I'm really impressed. I'm really pleased that I managed to get so much finished this month. It always feels really good to get lots achieved, but also I haven't been putting any undue pressure on myself. So yeah, it's just been a joyous month of knitting. So I have 3 works in progress to share with you. I'm going to start with this one just because you've seen it a few times. There's not a lot to update. This is the Louvre sweater by PetiteKnit, and I've got to the bit now where you just do rows of stockingette. I think the last time I updated, I'd only just joined in the round, so maybe I've done like a couple of inches, but nothing remarkable because I've been working on my daughter's zipper sweater. So I really enjoy this pattern. It is a fantastic wardrobe staple. I already have 2 of them. I'm really looking forward to getting this one finished and in my wardrobe. I just, yeah, and I will probably carry on with this one soon. And I do knit on it when my head is busy and I don't want to think about anything, because I always just like having a plain stocking stitch sweater. So at the minute, this is the one I'm working on. So it hasn't had a lot of activity the last month, but it is still technically an active whip because I do work on it from time to time. The next, and the whip that I am the most excited to talk about, is the Moby sweater by PetiteKnit. So this is a whip or a project that I have been planning on making for, I think, just over a year now. I think it was about Christmas 2024 that I first saw this pattern and thought that I really wanted to make it. And I just had issues waiting for the right yarn or trying to find the right yarn for it. And then I did order some Sunday, but the colour that I ordered was out of stock, so they sent a different colour, which was okay. I said that they could do that, but then my mohair didn't match. Then I couldn't find a match for the mohair, and then in the end I just ended up ordering a whole different colour and mohair. So anyway, that was my saga with the yarn. So I have done the front and the back yoke, and I have joined in the round now. So with this pattern, you start at the top here and you knit the back and forth German short rows, increasing until you have the back panel. Then you knit the back yoke, and look at that really beautiful, gorgeous detail there. So you have moss stitch or double moss stitch. Maybe this is seed stitch. I would call this seed stitch. But it's 2 rows each, so of knit and purl. So anyway, you have this beautiful moss stitch border. Then you have just a garter stitch band before you start the cables here, and these are 5x5 cables. And then you have this sort of travelling stitch texture in the middle there. So you complete the back yoke, and then you pick up stitches on the shoulders here and here for the front right and left shoulders, before doing some backwards loop cast on for the neck, and then continuing in the for the rest of the front yoke. I don't know why I couldn't get my words out with that one. So that, to me, you working back and forth flat with that one, go knit 1 row, purl 1 row, which is great. So my tension on these cables has not been very good. Not on all of them, but just the odd one or two, I've not had great tension. So I'm hoping that'll improve a bit when I block it. And it's only on this side. These cables are all fine. It's only on this side, which is annoying. And it's done the same on the back as well. Anyway, so I joined in the round that far ago. So what have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've done 10 rounds. So yeah, I'm really enjoying the pattern. I really enjoy the yarn. So I'm using the recommended yarn for this, which is Sandnes Garn Sunday and the Tin Silk Mohair, also by Sandnes Garn, in the colour Almond, which is one of the PetiteKnit colours. I'll just get it for you. So there, the colour is 2511. And I'm using the coordinating Tin Silk Mohair that goes with that as well. So I'm on my third skein of Sunday or double Sunday and my second skein of mohair. And I have just a bit of each left. So yeah, I'm really, really enjoying this. This is really capturing my interest. I think I've got the pattern just about memorized now. So I know that you cable it, these cables are every 10 rows. So I've got my row counter here to make sure that I cable when I'm supposed to. And otherwise I'm just following the pattern. So yeah, I'm tempted to do the collar next. Because I always like it when the collar's done. I always feel like it looks a bit more like a sweater when the collar's done compared to, you know, now where it just looks like, I mean, you can see it's going to be a sweater, but I just think it always looks a bit better once the collar's on. So I might do that next, but for now, I'm just really happy chugging along and continuing with the body. I'm really excited to have this finally cast on. It's been something that I've been looking forward to for a really long time, and yeah, I'm really happy with it. I was a bit nervous about the colour because I thought that perhaps it was just a touch too yellow for me, but I think it's looking okay. It's really grey outside today, so I have got the main, like the lights on. I'm just doing the best that I can with the light that I've got, so I think it is looking a bit more yellow on camera than it does in real life, but I think it looks okay. And anyway, colour theory is, you know, colours are what they are. If you want to wear them, wear them. And I like this colour, so I'm going to wear it. But yeah, that's my Moby sweater by PetiteKnit, and I'm just so excited to be working on this one. It really does keep my interest. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. My final project, no surprises, is I have a travel hat with me. I have an Oslo. So my other goddaughter, I did make her one of these for her birthday, which was in December. But I used the wrong yarn for it. I used Baby Merino Held Double by Drops, so there are 3 girls, 3 of my goddaughters that I made these hats for. The first one, the baby, I held Baby Merino Held Double by Drops, and it worked perfectly. It was on gauge, it fits her, everything was right about it. So yeah, it was great. So I replicated it with the middle daughter, so with the blue one, but it came out so big, like so much. When I blocked it, it grew. I'm not joking, it must have grown about 5 centimeters. So if I had left it unblocked, it would have been perfect. But once I blocked it, it just grew to be so massive. So I promised her I would make her another one, and I have decided to use the Drops Daisy for this one. So that's what we're going with, which is a DK weight, 100% non-superwash merino. Blue, ice blue is the colour that she chose, so that's what I'm making, and this is my progress so far. So like I said, I'm seeing them next week, so when I give the oldest daughter hers, I'm hoping that this one will be done and I can replace the very big one that I made. And that's the problem with superwash merino, is that you never know quite how it's going to go. So I try to only use superwash merino on things that don't really matter that much. If it grows quite a lot, like the zipper sweater, really happy that that grew a little bit. I'm not too worried about it, but it was a mistake to use it for the hat, because I was lulled into a false sense of security with the pink one that I made, with the little one, because it didn't grow that much, but the blue one did, and I regretted it, and now I have to make another one. So, but that's fine. You know, we live and learn. I'm actually really pleased with the way Daisy is performing for these hats. I don't necessarily like the shape of the crown, but I think that might be a blocking issue more than a yarn issue. But either way, it's a great yarn. It's really economical, I think, especially for children. It's super duper soft, so we shouldn't have any itching with this one. And it's a great travel project. So yeah, those are the three main things that I'm working on at the moment. I'm really excited to get some socks cast on. And I know I keep saying that, but one of these days I will get them cast on. I just need a clear chunk of time to get the wool, to get my Swift and ball winder out. And I've been far too distracted making sourdough bread to do that recently, but I will get some socks cast on. I think I've picked a pattern, or at least I've narrowed it down to 3. So hopefully one of those will be cast on the next time we catch up. But I have got some yarn as well, which is exciting. So I am looking forward to having a family match of zipper sweaters. So I want everyone in the family to have one. I think they're a great staple. I think they're really versatile, they're really useful, they're just great all-round sweaters to have, especially if you're outdoors a lot. Anyway, my husband has one, although his is brown, and I made it for him about 2 years ago, and he wears it all the time. He wears it so regularly that if I take it to wash it, he asks straight away. He's like, do you know where my sweater is? Because I don't know where it's gone. So anyway, I bought him some of this beautiful Peer Gynt yarn. I ordered quite a lot of this. I ordered 19 skeins, which is what is required to make the size that I need for his zipper sweater. And then I ordered another, I think, I can't remember how many, for because this is going to be the main colour for my Celeste sweater that I'd like to cast on soon. But either way, so that was an acquisition that I had this month that I'm really excited about. And I ordered this colour for my zipper sweater. So I have this one, which I think is called Blue Mix, and this one is called Marine, I believe. But they are 6324 and 6364. So these are going to be the grown-ups zipper sweaters. My son already has a navy blue one, and now my daughter has this one. So I think that's going to be really cute, the 4 of us all in blue matching zipper sweaters. And I can't wait to get those cast on either. But at the moment I've got far too many ideas and not enough time. Anyway. The other acquisition I have is this yarn, which is the Dusty Rose Heavy Merino and Soft Silk Mohair from Knitting for Olive. And with this, I plan on making the Chain Heart sweater. I can't remember the designer's name, so I'll have to put it in on the screen for you. But I saw Aunt Sophie make one of these sweaters in this yarn. Her channel's called Candid Knits, and I love it. It's just, her voice is very calm and very slow, and Leela, her beautiful cat, is always very charming. So anyway, I'm doing a complete copycat of Aunt Sophie, and I want to make the exact same sweater with the exact same yarn. So I have ordered it. I don't have the time to cast it on right away, but I think it will be a wonderful cast on for February, which actually is only tomorrow. At the time that I'm recording this, it's only tomorrow. But I think it would be a great cast on. Maybe I'll aim to cast it on Valentine's Day, you know, a nice romantic cable knit. And I hope that, you know, maybe it will be done at some point before next year's Valentine's Day. We tend not to celebrate Valentine's Day particularly. We celebrate each other on a regular enough basis that we don't need a holiday to remind us, you know, that we love each other. But I would like to knit myself a Valentine's jumper to remind myself about self-care and about knitting and all the things that, all those good things, you know. So that's it for today. I always love hearing from you guys. So I'd love to know what you're working on. Have you made any of these patterns? What were your thoughts? Did you have any pitfalls or any issues with yarn that you can relate to? Yeah, and if there's anything else that you'd like to let me know, just pop it in the comments below. I'll try my best to reply. And thank you for watching if you made it this far. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.